we might as well start. Yeah, here we go again. Let's get started. So, note to my future self, buy a bloody phone stand because I'm using a cardboard cutout right now. Okay, let's start with a FBX model. Let's make sure that I have the proper blender up. Yeah, here we go. So we're gonna load a FBX model. We're gonna load it from the better FBX importer. There's nothing special, just load the FBX normally without any special settings. Ignore the armatures for a while. Oh, hang on. Okay, so we have this, and we have this thing here where the hair is way too low, but that's fine, we can adjust it later. So sometimes you might notice that some of the textures are kind of weird. They've got this blocky thing going on. And it's usually the vectors. So vectors are basically the it affects the shading. So faces have an inner layer and they have an outer layer. So blue means it should be facing outside. Red means it should be facing inside. And as you can see here, it's kind of messed up. So all you got to do is just select it and then go to mesh, normals, outside. Should be good now. Yeah. And then just reset it. Now you may get like blockiness still there, like I don't really mind the inner layer too much, but it's really got to do with just how the thing is shaped and it's being rendered by Blender. So as you can see here, this is blocky, but it's kind of fine because these are separate strands of hair. So just leave that as it is. Going back to here, I'm just gonna, yeah, you got other bits that I need to fix as well. So for this, same thing, just go to mesh, normals, flip outside, and just reset that. Yeah, same thing here, calculate outside, reset vectors. Now, you might get like things here, and this is probably fine. Well, actually, no, it's not fine. It's just because the layers are kind of packed too tightly together. So what's happening is that the inner layer is showing through the outer layer, the clip, basically. Yep. Yeah, so maybe when I put it, I just don't have that and it should be fine. I'll fix it when I get to the clothing stage. Let's see. Got other bits here. This needs to be fixed. The cape needs to be fixed as well. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. We'll do the minor fixes when we actually get to there. That looks kind of strange. Oh no, it's fine. It's transparent, that's why. It's transparent. My extra bits of layers, extra bits here that we don't really need. That we need to look out for. Yeah, so as long as I remove these bits here, that's just jutting through, then it's fine. At the very least, I need to fix the vectors, but I can just do that manually for these smaller individual pieces. What's really happening is just that this piece is clipping through the front here, so I just need to, you know, remove that or just shift that back a bit. Or just flip the vector of that entirely, and it should be good. I'll leave that to the clothing step. That's when I just do everything. The lens looks really good. Gun. Yeah, this needs to be... Good. Just gonna export that. Just, yeah, normal export settings. Nothing fancy. Alright, I'm gonna switch back to material mode for this because I don't show textures on YouTube. So now, by the way, for anyone watching, it's FBX model. I don't need this because she has her own eyelashes. Save it. This is going to be prep, so I'm going to make sure the menu pops out properly. And I save it so you guys can see the settings, because I can't emphasize that enough. Not to screw up the saving settings, otherwise you're going to have to restart everything. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Very good. And as for the hair, I won't move it for now. These bones are kind of funky though. Don't be too intimidated when you see bones like that. It just sometimes displays kind of weird. But once you isolate what you need, it gets a lot better. I think this is because when I saved the hair, it kind of created a duplicate of the body rig. down here. So you can see here it's like the shoulders. I don't need that, so just find the hair again and it should be fine. So don't be too put off when you see that. I mean, as long as the hair amateurs are there, then it's fine. If I can find it. Yeah, let's see. If I can't find it, that's like another thing entirely. That would be bad. But surely it won't do this to me, right? Really? Okay, it did do this to me. 100% sure that it didn't export the hair rig. So, time to hop on theirs, I guess. One moment. Let me grab it. So I might as well pull up theirs now as well. Let me change the windows around. There we go. So here are the files. For anyone watching, sometimes you get 8.1 and like a normal file. Just use a normal file because I find that the clothing doesn't fit the 8.1 very well. Like, oh, it's like not supported, it's not rigged, so you get stuff like gloves and stuff being out of place, and that's really annoying to correct. Okay, is it gonna do this to me? Alright, so it is doing this to me. Well, unfortunately, I don't think this is really weird. I don't think that this model has rigs for her hair, which is extremely rare, especially for a paid model. But that's fine. I'm sure she's got like an FBX somewhere with like actual rigging on the hair. You know what? Let me check. Because yeah, let me check because that's one of two reference models that I was given for this. Well, not given. There was only one reference. I just found this myself because I think it looks better. One moment. Okay. Gonna switch this around. Alright. Open the, because this was part of an actual commission. We got this. No, that's fine. This one's got no nudity in it. That last one was like a full body file. But this one is fine. I just want to double check that this got rigs. Yeah. So this lady, she's got the proper hair. So I'll just take that. I'll just take this here and shift it over to that and resize it. If you're doing stuff like that though, it's good practice to just what's it called? Take some screenshots for reference. Now, You might have noticed that her hands move around a bit. That's fine. I just move it to rest position. Then you get a T-pose. Sometimes it posed, so just do that. Or alternatively, alternatively, you can just go to pose mode and undo all the posing yourself. I think it's Alt G, Alt S, and something else. But that's a lot more manual. Just popping it in rest position should put it back into A pose or T pose. That makes things a lot easier. Go to X-ray view just to make sure you selected everything. It doesn't hurt to move it as well. So doing that, you can see all the bones moving off. That's all the parts I need. So that's good. You got all the parts I need, so I don't need this anymore. Just hide that. I'm gonna take some screenshots just for the reference. Because I'll need that when I resize it in the other model, or the other model, and I need to get a reference when I need to fit it onto VAM as well. So, pretty little hat. Grab that. Alright, just yoinked it. How much of the form? Check that it's actually applied properly. Hold on. Are there two here? Yes, there is. One here, two. I join them together. So, pair them up again. How much do form? Oh right, it's 4.0, so it's not going to show it to me. Just grab this then. Yeah, just grab this. I'm going to put it into 3.0. I'm going to take a look at it there, because 4.0 is kind of funky like that. I don't like working on it. I can just close this. Yeah, and now we're back on 4.0. Yeah. You open new 3.0 file. Sorry about that. Why is it not showing up? Alright, so it's OBS is being funky. Sorry about that. So we just load up what we saved previously. Just I'm gonna open up the menu display just to re-emphasize everything. So Yeah, remember, always take polygroups. Now this one's kind of tricky. I'm not entirely sure if I should use a the anime mesh, the preset, the one that I gave you guys, or the which one's called the realistic one. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and pull up the mesh I use for Cordelia, the Fire Emblem one, because their shape is quite similar. If I can find it. I got way too many files. Way too many files. We're gonna take a little bit to look for. I think I'm on my like 3rd SSD now. So I need to shift through all of that. I found her. Okay. Bring up the menu again to re-emphasize. Oh my god. I hate this little capture thing. Yeah. Okay. So I need... Oh my gosh. Every time I turn on the file thing to display it... Oh, hey Kuro. What's up? Yeah, every time I turn on that file thing, I need to make sure I manually turn it back off again, otherwise it like hides a little icon. And I like having the little icon on the stream because it makes things a lot more, you know, looks a lot less boring, especially when I watch through it again to do the timestamps. Like personally, I can't stand Blender videos without like little interactive bits, otherwise I instantly go to bed, instantly go to sleep. Hey Kuro, how are you? Should be just in the mid-evening for you, right? Yeah, so as you can see, the shape's a lot more similar, so I'm just going to use that. I might throw her onto the preset as well, just for people to reference. Just do the thing, scale her up. I'm double checking if Cordelia is the right height as well. She should be because she's a more recent model. So you're really looking for about 170-ish, 75-ish? Yeah, that's right. Scale her down a little bit. That's that. And she's... I'm gonna save Cordelia. That's the G2B model, which is basically the model that we're going to be wrapping and changing the shape of. So I'm going to go back to OBS and make sure that the file thing is up. Man, that's such a pain in the butt. That is such a pain in the butt. And, you know, I tried using game capture as well. And normally that would just display everything, but doesn't work for Blender for some reason, and obviously Blender is not a game, but I've seen it used on other software. So this is going to be a reference model that we're going to be wrapping off. So just delete all the stuff that I don't really need. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need too much of this because it doesn't really matter for wrapping, but it's just going to confuse you. Especially for the interiors, you want as little as possible because, you know, this is very claustrophobic. It's like iron lungs some shit where you can't really see what you're doing. And for beginner, you want as little clutter as possible. So just get rid of whatever you don't need inside. When you're wrapping the model, I mean, after you wrap the model and you're just working sculpting, like, you might even just want to move the eyeballs, eyelashes, like tear ducts, whatever the hell, away. Just purely because it makes things easier while you're doing that, especially as a beginner, and then just put it back in after you've finished with all the facial details. Okay, so what's all this? Delete. Don't need any of this. No. That's the trick here bit. Let's see Celera or G2B model. I can just get rid of that. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of that. I can probably get away with a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. Because you don't want to get rid of too much. You want to preserve the shape, but anything extra, just exit, cross it. And that's it. Export. Now say it with me. What do you need? Need to tick. Say it with me. Polygroups, keep vertex order. Always keep those ticked. And do wrap ready. Make sure it's called wrap ready as well, because the way I set up the wrap file, it's gonna automatically pick that up. So once again, I need to play with this with OBS. God damn. Ooh, you're being annoying. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can see wrap ready, play groups, keep vertex order. Those two are not too important, but it's best practice. Like, it doesn't hurt to tick them anyways. Because if you remember to tick it here, then you're not gonna not remember it when you don't tick somewhere else, if that makes sense. Okay. So this one is ready for wrapping. Now I did do something a bit silly. I forgot to keep note of what scale she was, but that's fine. I just load another one of her. Let's figure that out. Yeah, so it's just 0.97. I'll save the Blender project as 0.97. So that way I won't need to open the file to check when I do the clothing scales and all that. And that's done. He's done. And we're going to straight to wrapping. Give me a second. Just gonna load that up. Yeah, here we go. And for you guys, it should be a file name just called like wrap, body wrap or something like that. Just load that. And it should look like this. On one side, you'll have the file that's named G2B. And if you call it G2B, it'll be loaded on automatically. The other one's called wrap ready. And as long as you call that, then it should be loaded automatically. Once on the left, once on the right, you're going to Visual Editor. Yeah, you see, it's loaded. So on the G2B side, as I mentioned before, it's always constant. It's the same geometry. Well, not the same geometry, but the same like vertex layout every time. So wrap will basically do one side for you. It saves a lot of time. Now it's the other side that's going to be different every single time. And 99% of the time it's not going to be constant. That's why the points are dancing around. So you just go into the right geometry, you clear it. You have to do this manually, but at least 50% of the work is done, and all these bits here are a good indicator of where to put nodes. So I did that on purpose, just as a reference, because people always get lost here. Do the fingertips. Okay, just basically follow the order here. Make sure the order is correct, otherwise when you do the wrapping, it's gonna pull the mesh towards that point and it's gonna mess it up. Then do the toes. For the lips, I'm gonna do that last. It might need a bit of readjusting, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do this around the eyes. I'm just gonna delete these for now. I'll put it back on later. That needs a bit finer adjustment. Grab the ears. Oh, hang on. I forgot one. Forgot two. What's going on here? Ooh, that's kind of strange. What happened here? Yeah, sometimes stuff like this will happen. Just don't be too concerned about it. There may be a chance that she's not symmetrical. Yeah, I'm guessing that might be it. She does look symmetrical. But the feet is out of position. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna pop it back into Blender for a bit. Sorry. So sometimes when that happens, it's not symmetrical, so you need to symmetrize. Never do this to the G2B mesh. You can do this to the wrapping mesh. As you can see here, she looks kind of symmetrical, looks kind of alright, but if you go to mesh, symmetrize, yeah, the feet's a little bit out of place, and the parts of the face, it seems, it's not very symmetrical. You need to double check first though what's happening here. A little tiny teeny bit off. That should be alright. Yeah, that should be alright. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Because mainly I'm worried about the texture, how this affects the texture. Because when you use this for texture projection, exporting as well, it looks fine. So grab this again, save this as wrap ready, export it, save it again, close this, go back to wrap. Reload the file. Now things will be jumbled again, probably. Yeah. So gonna clear that and just redo it. It's a little bit annoying. It's about 10 minutes of your time, but it's gonna save a lot of time in the future. You don't have to symmetrize everything. If you're working with most files like MMD, MMD especially, because a lot of the meshes are like mirrored when you do that. Most Blender files as well, they're mirrored. So that's not really a big issue. But if you ever run into that kind of problem, then just do what I did. Just symmetrize this and it should be fine. Hello, Strangeland. How are you? I bet it's evening for you as well. I doubt anyone really watches this when they're in the New Zealand or Australia. So it has to be evening. Yes, this will work. This will work. Yeah. Delete the Muppets because these are a little bit out of place. I want to refine this through the years. Doesn't have to be super exact. Just close enough would be alright. I actually wonder like how many people have been like trying to port their own models following the guide. I know the guide's not complete yet, but one of my intentions was to make it like step by step so people can just do like have their own project and just follow along without too much of a time constraint, like being too hurried and all that. Kind of Bob Ross it. So I've seen a video where some guy was trying to follow Bob Ross's instructions and he was just not getting anything done because apparently even then like Bob Ross was being too quick. And the guy was absolutely struggling, like telling Bob Ross, well, like not directly but through the video, it was slow down because he just can't get anything done. It was quite it's quite amusing. Now, you don't have to do this, but I like to, especially if they're not exactly the same. Like, you definitely need to do this if it's like one's T pose and one's A pose. If it's like going off like Koikatsu base with another Koikatsu model, you generally don't need to do the like interior of the fingers. But this is safe. This is safer to do it this way. And that's about it. If you're really, really pedantic, you want to do the inside of the toes as well. But yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Because some people will want to know how that looks like. The thing about VAM porting is that you don't have to be too exact, because VAM's one of those programs that'll just like fuck everything up anyways. It's like, oh, you made this like beautiful mesh. It'll be a shame if the physics suddenly changes the shape of your ass. I'm missing something. Oh, I'm missing a lot of things. What's happening here? Oh, don't tell me one side's not symmetric. No? Can't be. It cannot be. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I forgot to do the... Wait, did I? Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot sandwich. I can do with a sandwich right now. This morning. It's 6:41 AM. It's very comfortable. Totally HS? What do you mean HS? Can you have the music? Yeah, I can send it to you. Like the music right now, I'm not even sure what kind of music it is properly, because I used to play a game music in the background, and I'm willing to bet you money that no one knows what the game actually was. It's like a really old boomer MMO game, but it's one of the best games I've played. But this new music, it's like a royalty-free lo-fi music that I just found off the web, off YouTube, and I just ripped it. I didn't even listen through most of it. I just listened through like the first 10 seconds of it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds, that's kind of comfortable. And I just ripped it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use this. The issue is that the game music, the front end, which is mainly the town music and the newbie level music, it's really comfortable to listen to, but then it shifts to like the freaking dungeon music, which is like 90s like techno, which gets really distracting and is completely off mood. Kuro, have you heard about Ragnarok Online? I'm completely revealing my age here, but have you heard about like Ragnarok Online, which is around the same time RuneScape and Final Fantasy 11 was around? It's definitely before WoW, because freaking people quit the game because of WoW. But the character designs, like for the 90s, were quite nice. Like the waifus were definitely cute, and it's a very comfortable game. It's very sandboxy as well. How would I describe it? Like, you would walk into the beginner zone, and the fucking devs, they put like... Well, first, the mobs have no HP indicators, so you don't actually know how powerful they are. They've got like no level indicators or anything. And the freaking monsters like running around the beginning zone. And some of them are like slimes, which is easy. And then you've got like these like fucking killer beetle shit. They'll absolutely murder the shit out of you. So it's like a learning by experience type of thing. And it's kind of D&D as well. So like in D&D, like a monster will show up. And then you'll be like, oh no, I don't know how powerful this thing is. And only the dungeon master really knows. And you freaking poke it and it just murders your entire party. It's that kind of thing. By the way, thank you, Strangeland. I really appreciate that comment about the 2D girls, and I do agree with you. Like, even for 3D girls, I prefer if the 3D girls are based on the 2D girls, because just like the design is so much better if they're based on like a game character or like an anime character, even for 2D girls. I mean, 3D girls. Because, I don't want to like insult anyone, but 3D, like normal 3D girls, they look basic as fuck. They do nothing for me. Unless maybe like they're a really hot celebrity or something. In that case, then yeah, it's kind of interesting to have her on VAM, but yeah. Aura Kingdom, I played Aura Kingdom. I've played Aura Kingdom, but that was so long ago. And I remembered I had a character on Aura King. That's the one where you've got like the pets will show up, and you've got like his magic pet. That's the one. And I remember there was I know I stopped and I didn't even get to max level on that game. But I got to like a stage which is like a cave with like fire inside, and I think there's a beetle or something that I have to kill. And that's like ultra beginning of the game. But that's where I got up to until like life caught up to me. It was either that or like Final Fantasy XIV came out and I started playing that. Oh, anyways, I need to press this magic little button here. Yep. Withering Waves? I'm actually quite looking forward to porting Withering Waves models. And there's one main reason for that, and that's because their costumes are a hell of a lot more simple than Genshin costumes. Like, you look at Yinlin, like, her costumes are really nice. And it's not, like, overly complicated with, like, a million freaking layers on there. I think the worst costumes are from, like, not worst, but the most complicated ones are from, Fate. Yeah, Fate costumes, I love them. Like, I love Fate designs, but the layering on the costumes and all the physics that I have to do on them makes me want to freaking end myself. Oh yeah, definitely. I think KK people are definitely on top of that. I think they're more content creators and people making money off KK as well, so I think they're more, you know, where there's money, I think there's lots of good content, because people like money, I guess. I noticed that DAB, if you know who he is, he does a lot of the Genshin models on Smutba, and he did a really good Yinlin model as well. That just came out like today. Anyway, I'll just keep the Kirino on there so all the thing. I know what it means. Alright, so we're gonna do the next one for today, which is Kay from Yakuza. By the way, have you guys heard about the Amazon Yakuza live action? That was just announced, I think, yesterday. surely nothing bad will happen there. It would be really funny. It would be really, really funny if, depending on which storyline they go, and they actually bring in like actual Kason into the live action. I'll laugh so hard when that happens, if that ever happens. I'm gonna have to turn off the... Yeah, I would do that. Otherwise, YouTube's not gonna like bare bodies. Yeah. Yeah. This one is ultra simple. Ultra super mega simple. Gonna save that. Oh, by the way, that's the stream quality because I did up the bitrate a bit, but I'm using ultra low latency. Previously I was using low latency, and that some people say that there's like a stream delay on low latency, and there's a little bit less stream delay on ultra low latency, but there might be buffering issues. So I just want to make sure that it's not too bad. And also for Koikatsu models, I would really prefer Koikatsu models with head mods. So you notice that sometimes Koikatsu models, especially the ones that I ported, they've got like 3D looking eyelashes. And those are the ones that basically have their heads from the models ripped from Blender and added into Koikatsu. So they have the full 3D head, and it's super accurate. And I feel like that the 3D eyelashes adds to the model a little bit more. And for me, those are the best Koikatsu models to port from, because it's more accurate, looks a little bit better in VAM as well. I don't mind the 2D like flat eyelashes, eye details, like the eye lines, I call them. But the 3D ones are a little bit better. I feel like that's a bit more accurate. Grab this. FBX. But doesn't the KK models of Blender things are KV ports from Blender already? So I just woke up, so I'm trying to decipher English. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're good. I was gonna mention, Events has some of the best head mods. I got Nobara. Like, originally Nobara was like an FBX model. And the textures, I think it's like an older one or something, because the textures were not really upscaled. And Events, like Event, he like upscaled it. He added good normal like details to it and brightened up the colors a little bit more. But you'll notice that the heads and the eyelashes, they're all 3D. The head is from the FBX, so it's completely the same. It's basically the same FBX model, but better. And that's why I really like using model from events. Like they're the actual source models, but it's improved. Like the textures and all that are much brighter and upscaled, but he keeps the actual shape of the head as well from the actual FBX and all that. He head mods them in. Oh yeah, I bet. He does super good work, and that's why I think he's like one of the best. I think he's like the he's like one of the KK guys. I remember him when the game first released, and he was like one of the original content creators for models for cards. There was him and Seth / Abigail, but Abigail / Seth, his Patreon is a mess now, and it's one of the things I don't like about Koikatsu like creators is that they lock their models up way too much. They do the thing where like you have to subscribe every single month, otherwise you will never get the card. It's almost like a NFT almost. And previously he didn't do that. Previously all his cards were free for Seth. Like they were on like Discord or like a random Boru website, and then afterwards he started doing the Patreon thing, which is fine, which is perfectly fine. But then he did the Patreon thing where it's like, oh, you have to sub this month to get this card. After this is gone, you're never gonna get it, and that really turns me off. But yeah, I only mentioned him because he was like around since the start, and because he does really good Fate models, and some of them were absolute hell to look for because of that like Patreon plan. I don't mind paying for models, especially now that, you know, if I can pay to get a good model, I won't mind paying for it just to port it. Oh yeah. Yeah, they do the thing where it's like yeah, that's really common. That's super common, and I mean, even then, at least it's like, oh hey, at least you have some kind of a choice. Like you've got like a chance, right, to get the models that you want. But some of them, they're just like, nah, once you pass this date, you get no models. If you want that model, well, too bad, you should have subbed like the entire time. But man, I love Koikatsu. Koikatsu is such a good program. That's why people have been using it for like 10 years now. Man, imagine if they make Koikatsu, but the VR is like VAM. That would be amazing. And I know they can do it too, because Rents of Unity, just like VAM. Yeah, that's the thing with Japanese games, the UIs are complete like messes. Even for like large games like Final Fantasy 14, you go into like the Mog Station and that thing's a mess. Once you get used to it, it's kind of friendly, but like not even friendly, it's just like you coexisting with it. But if you just started then, sorry, if you just started then it's really difficult. I'm gonna switch to the other blender. But I just wish that the VR is a lot better. If they have their VR sorted, it'll be the best thing ever. Because, like, even like Honey Select 2, Honey Select 1, those were, what the heck? Those are really good. It's just that their VR support is completely lacking. If they're VR sorted, I think that'll open up like an entire market for them. And as you can see from virta-a-mate, the market is there. And I feel like they'll eventually do it, it's just that they're a bit slow on the uptake. Which is something I'm completely used to because I live in New Zealand and everything's kind of slow here. Let's see, I need to make sure I save it first. Save this as G2B. You guys know the drill, make sure keep vertex order as tick. Oh, look, another Genesis 2 model. Oh my god, one side of my ear is like, it just decided to block itself. So every time I talk, I hear this ringing noise now. Ah. Should be a bit better. You get one of those like ear irrigation things to just wash out my ear. Okay, just delete the bits I don't need. Like before. Yep, that looks good. Oh, yeah, I was just doing that. Save this as rep ready. I'm gonna pull up the thing again. Just to make sure you guys keep this thick. But actually for this is not too important. This is not the G2B file, but it's best practice, right? Did I save it? Yeah, I saved it. Alright, gonna pop on rep again. If I can find it on my OBS. I may need to restart the program. There we go. So as you can see, even with the yapping, you should be done with the prepping process and the wrapping process within like 30 minutes. And oh dear god, what happened here? That's not good. Shit. One moment. Alright, I think I fixed it. Just have to go back and resave the file, that's it. Probably didn't have everything highlighted. That's what I'm guessing. Just the same thing as before. You can notice that this looks a bit like the earlier model with Silveria, and that's because they're both G28 models. Genesis 8 models, sorry. So it should be G8F. Yeah, not G28. That makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, those are probably Genesis 8 models. So they're basically the same. And you'll notice when you do the textures that their UV layouts are quite similar. And I need to get into working on that guide because talking about sculpting and texture exporting, which are the next steps, are just ugh. That's where the complicated things really get on, and this is going to involve several programs. Setting that up is going to be a trip and a half. I feel like, should I even like just do a thing that where I just don't explain anything, I just run through it real quick and then go back and do a version where I do explain everything? I don't know. Also, what the hell's happening here? Oh no. Bad symmetry? Maybe. Very well could be. Looks like it. It's a bit annoying. Going back to Blender, symmetrize everything. I'll be right back with that. Uh-oh. One second. It's not good at all. Grab this. Symmetry. Oh no. Rarely works, but yeah. Textures. Yeah. I think that's acceptable. Ugh. Okay, can I fix it with... I'm gonna mix a depth there that I don't really want. Now, how will I fix that? Problem solving. Right. Maybe I should think to myself what caused this in the first place. Why would a model be this lopsided? Look at her ass. What the actual shit? Huh. I shouldn't be showing this on freaking YouTube. Yeah, that ass is not fixable. Let me double check. Yeah, I feel like that's a issue with the model. I know there's a newer version of this model. I wonder if that fixes it. I'm gonna go back and check. Yeah, because there's no, like, even if the face can be fixed, the back is just completely, like, I can't even describe it. So I think the best thing to do would be to, I'm gonna save this for now anyways. The best thing to do would be go to, I'm gonna open up Blender again. I got the newer version of that file. And maybe that will fix it. And just in case, I'm gonna save the clothing again. The eye parts are probably fine. The hair's not rigged either. Yeah, so that butt looks a lot better. I've got no idea how that face is gonna... It still looks a little bit lopsided. I wonder if there's a... One of these are being... These are called shape keys. It's basically like a morph for virta-a-mate. So I'm just checking if there's anything affecting the face right now, because it's really... Like, the way people make these models is really strange for it to be not mirrored or asymmetrical. But knowing that the butt is kind of like weird, then maybe something could have happened. Or even I might go to the rig and put it into... Pull this into rest position. It's not anything too much. Oh, I think I crashed it? No. Loading. Textures. Random here. I need to be a lot more careful. Okay, so there is a way to save this first. There's a way I might be able to fix this. Going to the other blender first. Going back 3.0. That's what I mean when every project is kind of different. Every project is kind of different. They have their own intricacies, their own bugs and issues. We've been quite lucky in the previous models where things are quite smooth, but it doesn't really go that way all the time. It's one of the fun things about working on these kind of models is that there's a lot of problem solving involved. Could be scale the same. So what I need to do is clean this up, and what I plan to do is just chop this in half and mirror it, which is supposed to be, which is how it's supposed to be. Don't need this, but could be me, but the mouth shape is a little bit different from last time. His shape's a little bit different too. That's a bit. Not a big deal, it's just something interesting. I'm gonna take as much off as we can without affecting the shape of the eyes. Alright, so now this, gonna go into X-ray mode, and I'm just gonna go straight down. Be very careful. But you can tell I'm just gonna take off like half of her. That's the intention. I'm gonna take off half of the model, and then I'm just gonna mirror it, because if I don't do that, I can just symmetrize it. If I'm like, I can probably do that as well. It's perfectly fine, but there's a little bit of like dent on the nose that I'll have to fix manually in sculpting, and I prefer everything to be as automated or as close to the workflow as possible. Because when things go off plan, then that's where other issues might pop in. You want things as standardized as possible, basically. Though there is no guarantee that this will go to plan, but it's worth a try. Oh, I hate these inside bits. I can actually just like get rid of her ass. To be honest, I can just probably UV this. Yeah. I should have done this at the start. Should have just worked off the UVA. So in that case, it should be... Yeah. What is that? It does look clean. Just making sure. What's that? Okay, that's the... Oof. Like concentrate a bit, try and grab all these parts. Alright, that's a lot cleaner. Alright, and then pray it works. Pray it works. And go into here. So I basically separated this out. Should be half of her. I'm really mainly concerned about the face, but I'll just do the whole body as well because I'm not sure how the rest of the body is really symmetrized as well. So I'll just mirror it. Oh man. Alright, so obviously it didn't work. Oh, actually, this bisect function. So maybe I can just do that. Uh, it's basically symmetry. Where's if a mirror? Mirror's not gonna work in both parts, so screw that. I think I will have to symmetrize this. It's gonna... It affect the nose a little bit, but I'm gonna manually fix that when I'm doing the morph, when I'm doing the sculpt, sorry. Or alternatively, maybe to the left a little bit. No, it's gonna ruin the rest of the body though. Now I wonder if that's how her face actually is. So a part of me is like, well, should I actually fix this? What if that's how her face actually is? Because this one is scanned off an actual actress. If you don't know, Kason is Coco. I don't mind revealing that. It's like public knowledge right now. She used to be a VTuber. I'm just wondering if that's how her face actually is, because this is scanned. So if I fix that, it might make things worse, because that's how she is. But I'm gonna make a version where it's symmetrized anyways. I'll fix the nose and everything when I sculpt her. It's going to be a little bit of a pain. It's not too bad. It's just a little bit off the roads, as people say. I just really don't like how symmetrized adds like a little dent on the nose. Not too sure why that happens. Doesn't really affect the eye position too much, and the mouth is basically the same. Yeah, I'll just go that. As a streamer once said, it is what it is. Sorry if that wasn't very entertaining. It's one of those things that happens. Now you might see like a I mean, the dent is definitely there, but once we buff that out when we're sculpting, it should be fine. Like this bit is a little bit darker. It's just got to do with the shading. Once we project the texture onto the wrapped model, it shouldn't be there. There shouldn't be like any dents or any changes in shading and all that. I'll just save this and then go back into wrap. If I can... If freaking OBS lets me open it. What do you mean I need to restart the program? Okay. Look, at the very least, we got her ass fixed. We fixed her ass. To be honest, we didn't really fix it. We just opened a more recent file. But hey, at least that's not there anymore. And that's the most annoying thing because that butt would be a complete nightmare to work on. So at least that's done. The face, the thing on the nose, yeah, that's not a big issue. It's about another half hour of work. But as I always say, I'd rather have the issues at the very start instead of having it at the very end, because RAM porting is one of those processes where it's a bit unforgiving, especially when it comes to the mesh. So if you screw that up, it means a restart. If you forget to keep vertex order, well, I guess that's a restart. Did the bad rep, well, start in step 1 again. That kind of stuff. Oh man. My ear's still kind of blocked, so it feels funny to talk. Not too sure what causes that. I think just air in my ears. You definitely want to do the finger interiors for this one because one's in the T pose, one's in the A pose. I know that in the other guide, if you're in the NOOC Discord, they do recommend you to do a T pose for all your models. I've done tons of A pose models and they haven't really caused any issues. Oh, hey, dying. Wow, you just missed the shenanigans with a model. Like her butt was all displaced and her face is kind of weird. Had to fix that. You missed it. How are you, my man? Speaking of waking up, I just woke up like an hour beforehand. Like, what time is it over there? Must be in the evening, right? It can't be in the morning. Hey, my man. Waking up in the afternoon is the best. Especially in winter. Right now, New Zealand's southern hemisphere, so it's winter right now. So when you wake up around noon, it's the best feeling because it's warm. Yeah, I need your advice on gamer subs because people at work have been talking me into it as well. But I'm really wary of energy drinks. It's not like I have any heart issues though, it's just a wariness of anything artificial. Oh. It's Excuse me. Now she does look really good. The rep goes really good. So I guess that's that. Do you have any advice on flavors? Because apparently all the flavors are quite good. But or anything you want to, like, what's it called? Recommend? I'm actually really looking to the sleeping aid because I have trouble sleeping, and I think the AFK ones might help a bit. I've done most of what I want to do. Let me search up my commission list. Maybe there's more models I need to... Oh, you haven't tried the AFK ones? That's fine. Oh. Excuse me. Let's see. Ooh. Alright, so on the commission list, I do finish Purple Heart's clothing. I need to do... Oh, there's a KK model, but I'm not up to there yet, so... Taiho, I've done Nightingale, I've done Mordred, I'm done... I just did Kason and Silveria. Anko, yeah. So the people are playing Weathering Waves. Someone did commission Anko, which is the small, short, pink-haired girl that someone posted a GIF on in the general chat. That's her. And Mikasa, I'm almost done with her. Oh, so I actually have time to start my own pet projects. Okay. Now, since dying is here, I'll stream a little bit longer. I'll work on a few models that I've been kinda want to work on. I haven't had the chance. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a chill, casual chatting stream in the morning before I make breakfast and all that. I've got a Rei Ayanami semi-realistic model that I want to do. And then I have a... Oh no, I've done Kobani. I've already prepped Kobani. It's a semi-realistic Boltan model, semi-realistic Videl model from Dragon Ball Z. What are the rest of these? Oh, a cartoon model. Supergirl. Like, not Supergirl as in like the Injustice version, like the cute comic version that's kind of 3D'd. Suzuka. And note to myself, I need to put the cards inside of the export folder. Oh my god. Sometimes I export the thing and I forget to put the card inside, and then I need to do an edit but I can't find the card again. Let's just look at the Rei Ayanami one, that's the most recent. So I'll just prep her up as well. I feel like I need to pick me up after the whole case on thing. So I'm gonna open this up. Fifi? Yeah, Fifi is good to go. You just need to PayPal me the money. I mean, it's fine. I can just work on her meanwhile. And then I'll hold her hostage like before. Is it showing up? Alt version for Fifi? Yeah, you decided not to, right? Because the jeans don't really have that option to take off halfway. It's up to you, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, to be honest, I'll just throw in the half version for the top. Because it's just one item, I'll just throw that in. And if you don't mind me botching up the mesh, I'll just literally grab her pants in Blender and just drag it down. So it's like half off, but it's going to be a bit scuffed. And I won't charge you for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, as if I, you know, just grab, something, a good file. Yeah, let's try this one. You know, as if I just grab this and then be like, yeah, just drag it down. Oh, it's not displaying. Never mind. Yeah, if you don't mind that, then that's fine. I'll just do that for free because it's going to be like really scuffed anyways. But it's like better than nothing. Yeah, all right. Then I think that's a plan. So where's the model? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I saved over her accidentally. Well, that's that. Fuck that up. See, this is a very good example of Blender not telling you things when you're overriding. So I just overrided the Rei Ayanami model accidentally. That's fine, that's just a game rip. I can just rip it again, but that's just a pain in the ass. Yeah. I'm gonna find a new model. Can I just reverse that? No, I can't. Yes. Freaking hate Blender when that happens. But that's just how it goes. I'll look for another model. Should I open Honey Select 2 really quickly and just grab that model again? Maybe I could do that. Oh yeah, sure. No worries. These are all KK models. Oh. Oh no, that's a KK model. Another one. Oh. Oh. Helldivers? Oh man, Helldivers. I saw a new update for Helldivers. And I want to try it, but I've been hearing mixed messages about it. I kind of stopped playing because I got mad at like biospewers sneaking up on me. I've gotten pretty good at playing on Helldive 9 difficulty. But I kind of got samey for a little while, so I was waiting for the update. The update looks kind of nice. I might try that when I have some time. It's really strange because I got back into playing some RTS games. I've been playing Attila Total War again, and that's entirely boring to watch, so I didn't stream that. And I downloaded the medieval mod for Attila. So this is a very special model. This is from Ruby and it's a semi-realistic one. I'm not sure if it's showing it to you on OBS. Okay, OBS is fine. There's just a massive stream delay for some reason. Yeah, this is a model I've really wanted to port for a while, and the Ruby one as well, so I might as well get it started. There's a little custom bits here though. Oh man, that's a lot of custom bits. So I need to pick these all up. I'll save it in like our own clothing file. Not entirely sure why she's got no shoes. I might have been missing a mod. Am I missing a mod? Or it just didn't export? Alright. I'll grab those later, but the main important thing is really getting the body. I'm just getting the clothing out of the way first. That's to be expected though, Dai. You can't really compete with, you know, gacha game characters and VTubers. It's a losing battle. I mean, Overwatch characters can do well, but she's not exactly Diva or Tracer, is she? Or Mercy. It was rigged from the start, yeah, pretty much. The game was over the moment like a VTuber or gacha game character gets into a poll. Oh, Pokemon character? Like, Pokemon characters are super popular. That said, I'm surprised there's no one doing Digimon, because Digimon is, like, super popular. At least in the East. Oh, actually scrap that. Someone actually did submit a Digimon character. But it didn't really go anywhere. But, yeah. I think I got everything. You figure out, like, what happened to her boots, man. Oh, this part was just staring at me the entire time. Yeah, just because they've been done already doesn't stop people from submitting it. You know how it is. I think we've got, like, what, like 7, 10 different Tifas on the hub. And I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking, like, just during the past, like, making my own Tifa and just add to the pile. And technically I have, but it's a private one. So, correct me if I'm wrong, has anyone done Aerith for Vam Hub? There must have been, but I don't really notice it. Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. Like, someone must have, but she's not really as, like, what's that word? As everywhere as Tifa. Like, everyone's done Tifa. And I mean that literally, and you know. Curious. What's this? Let's go. Yeah, they must have, because she's a Final Fantasy VII character, so even the most obscure ones have a fan base. But she's nowhere near as prolific as Tifa. It's not like there's a million versions of her. Which makes me want to actually pawn her, and it's gonna make me sound like a crazy hipster, but I like those kind of side characters. And it's not fair to call her a side character either. But I think she deserves a bit more attention. It's just my personal opinion. I just think Aerith and Yuffie, they're a bit cuter than Tifa for some reason. That said, I haven't played the new Final Fantasy, so maybe there's something I'm missing. Oh man, I should really play that. Holy shit. I really want to play that, actually. Now that I mentioned that, I really want to play that, and I really want to play... I really want to play Nier. I haven't played Nier because I was in the middle of my studies. And then there was a lot of shit going on in my life, so I never played Nier. Because Nier was one of those games that so many people were telling me good things about that I want to be in a good headspace when I do play it. You know, it's like a really nice meal or like a really good date. You just want everything to be perfect when you do play it. So, have you guys ever, I mean, have you ever like waited to watch a show? Like whether you want more episodes to be released or more chapters to be released to like binge it properly to really enjoy it. It's like one of those situations. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I feel like I kind of missed out because all the hype is gone. But at the same time, because all the hype is gone, like I don't really get all the like no one's really gonna spoil it for me because you get like by spoil I don't mean the story. I kind of know what happens, but I mean like no one can kind of like talk shit about it because some people like to do that. So in a way, it's gonna feel a bit more pure. Yeah, that's literally me. I don't watch season 1 of the show. I wait until there's at least 50 episodes of the show before I even watch it. And there's so many reasons for that. Like for one, it's a lot easier if you wait, because if you want to be like up to date, if you want to catch up to like when episode 1 comes out and you want to watch episode 1 immediately, it's really hard to find the episodes because no one has uploaded it yet. But if you wait like 3 months later or something when season 1 is over, or when season 2 is over, it's very easy to find season 1. Like namely because like the Blu-rays are out, all the rippers have done their job and all that. It was like that with Game of Thrones for me as well. I waited until about season 4 to really watch it. Same with Mandalorian. Though that said, you have to be really disciplined on spoilers. So some of the times people just spoil it for you. They don't really get a choice, but you just have to be diligent and you can't get like mentally affected by that. You have to be mentally prepared for it, basically. And that's the one thing I really kind of hate that people do. And this feels good. It's been a while since I managed to work on one of my pet projects. Too bad about Raya and Nami. I fucking deleted the model by accident. Alright, she's just a rip. Fucking. It's gonna sound really. If you've ever watched Evangelion, the next phrase is gonna sound very canonical, but I'm gonna say that she's very replaceable. We have another one, we can replace her. Have you ever watched Evangelion, Dying? If not, you probably won't get the reference. Yeah, sorry, I almost spoiled it for you. You see, sometimes it doesn't even matter. Like, you have no ill intentions. It's just that it's been around for a while, and there's like an expectation for people to just casually talk about spoilers after 6 months. So, if you want to save up, stock up on the shows, you really have to be prepared for that. But I think Evangelion, you'd probably enjoy that. It's a good show. It's a bit old. If you want to watch the new movies, I can't say... I both recommend and not recommend it. Because they do stand alone. But at the same time, they are movies versus the actual show, and the show is a little bit more in depth. Yeah, that's true. And for shows like Evangelion, which is a very, very influential show, like a super influential show on later animes, a lot of the twists have been copied on other shows. Like a lot of the twists that were made in Evangelion that were quite shocking when it first aired has been done dozens of times on other anime shows. So it might feel a bit stale, but you have to keep in mind that when it first came out, like no one's done that shit before. It's almost like in Game of Thrones, like it's kind of dark and main characters just drop, and there's a whole like meme with like subverting your expectations thing because that kind of stuff didn't really happen previously. And it was kind of fresh when they first did it. It was really edgy, but now everyone does it. So it's like you go back to Game of Thrones and you watch it, and it's like, oh well, you know, too bad about the Starks. And that raw emotion is not there anymore. I did the naughty thing again when I forgot to save the 1.06. I'm really interested on how people are getting on with their own porting. Do they follow the guides? I want to see what people port when they follow my guide. Maybe just waiting for Koikatsu. Maybe they're just all waiting for the Koikatsu prepping video because they just want to make Koikatsu characters. I won't be surprised. Oh no, that's gonna take a while. That's gonna require a bit of preparation. Let me jump on rap again. So what games have you been playing besides The Walking Dead? Oops. I should really have a background going. So every time there's a black screen, when I switch programs, it's like something behind me. That's what all the pro streamers do. I should really do that. By the way, I've been reading through like the comments in general chat and you guys are getting a bit wild, which is good. I didn't even know cup collecting was a thing. I mean, I should, but... I mean, people do collect t-shirts and stuff, so I guess it makes sense. But that said, I really want a nice shaker cup for the gym. Just the... I keep getting free ones from the gym, but those things all leak. So I want a really nice shaker cup. Oh no. I know, that's fine. Process it. Shouldn't affect anything. Normally I'll cut these bits out. Shouldn't really affect too much. DBD, what's that? Every time I see the letters D and B together, my mind automatically defaults to Dragon Ball, and it interrupts my thinking process. Like I see DB and I think Dragon Ball, and then BD I'll think Black Desert. That's another MMO I want to try, but I know it's pay to win, but... Ah man, my story with Black Desert is not even much of a story. It's a great game, but I hate the story, and I hate having to follow a linear story at the start of the game, and I just can't... It's like a sandbox that doesn't let you play as a sandbox at the start of the game, which annoys me, so I just stopped playing. It's gonna sound really petty though. You know what? I'm just gonna cut that shit out. There's too many things there. It's literally triggering my OCD. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a lot better now. Also means I might need to redo all the points, but man has standards, even if they're super low. Let's repeat the process again. Hopefully the points don't jumble. Okay. It's just these ones that jumble. That's fine. Okay with that. Alright, so what the heck? Yeah, so I need to do these first. I got a stray one somewhere. I need to fix it. Where is it? Is it inside? Oh. Yeah. That wasn't too bad. After I do Yang, I need to do Ruby, my personal projects, and I want to do Raya and Nami and Kobani. Kobani's already midway done, so that's pretty good. And oh yeah, and for Kobani, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but for the anime version of Kobani, her hair is fucked up. Like one side shouldn't have the bangs at all. And I don't know why I didn't notice that when I was sporting her. But I only noticed that like a few months afterwards. But no one called me out on it. So I want to do a proper good version. Because Kobani is adorable. And for those people who keep updated for Chainsaw Man, I wish Kobani shows up more. In Arc 2. DVD's Dead by Daylight. Is it the one where you're running away from zombies and then they mutate at night? That's not it. Oh no, that one is called Dying Light. Yeah, I got that confused. Dead by Daylight's a hunting one, isn't it? It's kind of like Friday the 13th, I'm guessing. And you're a monster? It's been a while. I don't really follow games too much. Or is that Evolve? There's also a really funny clip where like two guys were antagonizing the killer and the killer's like a monster. Yeah, and they were like in a warehouse. And then one of them, they were like antagonizing the killer, and then the killer just like somehow clips through the wall and like flies towards one of his victims and kills him, and they're just panicking because he just went through the wall, and that was great. That was a funny clip. But that's a few years back. I'm not sure if you watched it. Oh no, that's not the game I'm thinking about then. Because the one I'm thinking about is almost like it's kind of sci-fi. The one I'm thinking about is more sci-fi. So this one's more like Friday the 13th. Oh cool, I'm done with this one. I'm kind of sad that I fucked up the Raya and Nami one. Ah, man. Yeah, let's see, next model. I feel like there should be more things on the commission list. I just hope I'm not missing anything. Because I was way backed up. Which is great, because if I can finish my backlog, I can work on some updates. Ghost face? I have never heard of ghost face. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Had to yawn there. Let's do Dunan. Oh, jeez. Have to change the windows. I really need a 2 monitor setup. I can see why people do that now. Because you're a lot more aware. So for anyone watching in the future, Dunan Newt. Dunan Newt, she is the character from Appleseed, and I am almost 100% sure that no one knows what Appleseed is, but they will probably know what Ghost in the Shell is. And Appleseed was made by the same creator as Ghost in the Shell, and I guess she is the predecessor, and I guess Ghost in the Shell is like a story developed after Appleseed. And oh my god, if you want to get like any quote material for Dunan Newt, like you go on Sad Panda or any of the Doujin websites, and I swear like the pinups, like I'm calling them pinups because they're not even doujins, they're like 1980s style like freaking pinups where like the girls are like super oiled up and all that shit. Yeah, but she is like bae as fuck, and it's super hard to get like material for her. Let me see if I can find like a picture of her, like an actual picture. She's like super, if you like Mordred from Fate, then you probably like her. She's like super tomboy. How will I get this image onto OBS? Screw it. You guys can just Google it. I'm not gonna deal with like this OBS shit right now. I'm gonna figure it out one day, and then I'll, yeah. Dunan Newt, that's her name. Or just search up Appleseed in one word. So I'm pretty sure I'm showing my age when I'm like talking about Appleseed. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Probably easier if I select it from this menu. Save these, same process. I think like if anyone's been watching these streams, they're probably super familiar with the preparations. by now, because I've gone through this like I feel like a dozen times, but probably not a dozen times, but half a dozen at least. So I'm really comfortable going to the next step now. I just need to prepare the materials. Oh my god, what did I select? Here. It's from the Scream movie. Oh, the Scream movie. That's like a parody of the scary movie, right? Yeah. Have you ever watched the scary movie? Scary movie? Or is that a little bit before your time? Yeah, Scary Movie 1, Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3. I'm almost sure there's a fourth one. So. I never knew that guy actually had a face. I mean, that's not surprising, but I didn't know he had an actual name. I thought he was just like the Scream guy. And then again, like, there's lore and everything nowadays, so I'm not too surprised. Speaking of games, I should probably play Bunny Garden Bar, whatever. I'm not sure if you've watched like those streams where I think a few streamers streamed it. It's the one that's almost... It reminds me of an illusion game, to be very honest. And that's the one where like girls in bunny suits are serving you drinks and you play games with them. It's a Steam game. I should really play that. That's like right up my alley. I mean, that's like very on brand for this channel. Get people like super heated up and then port them into VAM. Oh man, that would be funny. And a person with more talent than me can probably like make an actual scene out of it. I wish I know how to make scenes. I have so many ideas for scenes. Hey, moving on to the next one. Open. I really don't like that black screen. I need to find like an image at the back. Like every time I switch windows, it's just gross. Also, I noticed that there's a bit of stream delay as well. Even in low latency, ultra low latency. So for the next stream, I might switch it back to low latency. Just because the buffer is a little bit better. I'm not sure if it's like stuttering for you guys. But just in case that happens, there's not much of a difference anyway, so I might as well make it a little bit safer. And I think the final video output is a little bit higher quality. It's 144p instead of 1080p. Hey, welcome back. Did you manage to get everyone? Oh, I never knew that the guy had a name from Scream. I always called him the scary movie guy or the Scream guy. Like, it never occurred to me that guy had a name because he's so iconic, it felt like he didn't need one. Have you ever watched Scary Movie? I feel like I know him from that movie, like Scary Movie 1, more than the actual Scream movie. I think he's more iconic that way. Like if someone said, oh, the guy from Scream, 7 out of 10 times I'll be like, who? But then you'll be like, oh no, this is the guy from a Scary Movie. And I'll immediately get it. I have an interesting story about that guy as well. Because in Scary Movie 1, right, the guy who plays like the parody Ghostface, his name is Doofy, right? And I played Warhammer 40k a lot, and you get a lot of personalities in the hobby. And there was a kid in that hobby store who legit like pretends to be retarded. Like he pretends to be like stupid, and he does it to like, he doesn't do it in the hobby store, like just in the hobby store. He does it in real life as well. So he kind of gathers like pity points that way. So his parents like buys him like a lot of shit. And that's how he got his Warhammer army. And everyone takes it like really, like takes his games like really casually. So he usually does quite well. And I actually called him out one day because the guy plays like a Gene Stealer army. It's like a Gene Stealer cult faction. And if anyone ever plays 40k, that is the most hardest faction. Like that's got like the highest learning curve out of most of the like the entire tabletop factions. And one day I just like literally just called him out, and I'm like, look, I know what you're doing, and no one with any kind of learning disability can make sense of this faction. Like even pro players can't make sense of this. Like at some point, like I refuse to believe that you've got like this learning disability. And he speaks like perfect English as well as a second, not even second, like a third language. And then eventually people like just pieced everything together and figured out, yeah, this kid, he is so smart that he learned how to play dumb like his entire life. So his parents will buy him like literally anything, like any game, any Warhammer army, because they kind of pity him. He doesn't, like when he goes out, he doesn't have to pay for anything because people kind of like naturally feel sorry for him. And he gets like a ton of benefits. Until we kind of figured this out. So I thought that was like a funny story. And I like called him out, and I called him like, all right, Doofy. Like I'm on to you, and he got stuck with the nickname like Doofy like ever since. I was like, it's kind of funny. Like I wasn't bullying him or anything, but it's like one of those stories. Oh, that kid played the system so incredibly well. Like he always gets like, his parents always pays like food, like DoorDash basically, because in their mind he's like too prone to accident due to his quote unquote disabilities to hold like a knife and all that. So his parents always like gives him enough money to buy food, so he never cooks. He gets like a government grant because he's technically too much of a liability to work. His parents give him like a ton of spending money as well, because you know he's not expected to go to higher education. So he just sits around. His parents are quite rich, by the way, as well. So he just sits around all day painting his Warhammer army and buying like his Warhammer factions, which is not cheap, by the way. And everyone he plays with gives him like a lot of leeway, because they're like, oh well, you know, this guy, he's a bit incapable. So he gets like a handicap there until he got called out. Called him out for it. And then we started giving him like tougher games, and he was managing it just fine. He was still winning. And then we were like, yeah, okay, Doofy, we know what's going on here. And he just dropped the entire act like the next day. It was great. It was so stupid, but it was great. And it's like the first time I've ever met anyone like that who's like so smart that they like go full circle and act retard. And I mean like genuinely like actual like if you watch a scary movie where like Doofy goes like, haha, smell my finger, and then the guy's like, oh my god, that's gross, what the hell is that smell? It's like, my ass. He would do shit like that. Like he'll like literally go around like dropping food on the ground, and it's like just stares at. Oh man, that guy was a character. That guy was a character. And yeah, sorry, I've just been. If you read the chat, like the description on the stream, by the way, it says it's a zatsudan stream, poorly disguised. So if I'm not doing anything and just chatting, then yeah, this is a poorly disguised chatting stream where getting work done is like the second priority. I just want to have some fun. And I've been clicking like random buttons the entire time. And they don't really do anything. I need to double check the size now. I'm just having way too much fun. Yeah. Streaming is really fun, you guys should try it out. It's very technical. sometimes when you have people that you like to watch, you just want to do what they do to get into the headspace and be like, I wonder how streaming is really like. Ah, crud, I really need a background. So hit up Etsy for a background for the next stream. God. Why is it not letting me go on my desktop? Please. OBS. Okay. So I'm probably going to take a break after this. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. So I'm going to do the points here. I'm going to chat a little bit. And then I'm going to call it a... I'm going to do my releases as well after this. The collector tier will be getting an extra release, which is going to be Akeno. If you watch High School D&D, then you'll know who she is. And she was previously a private commission, but the person who commissioned her was very nice. He's very nice. And he said, look, you know, people like that character, so I feel bad for hogging her. So he agreed to share her. So she's going to be the bonus collector tier release for this week. And I'm going to move a model from the collector tier that's finished down to the early access tier, and that's today's release. Oh, I know you're not that nice, it's fine. Like, there's no pressure to move any private commissions to the public. If you feel like it, you feel like it. If you don't, you don't. You paid for it, it's yours. It's up to you. You paid for it, and that's the contract. Though for your free-run model, I might update that one day for free, because I've noticed better free-run models, and I mean, by gosh, if people are going to see like a private commission free-run models, I want to at least, you know, make it good. The other half of the reason is basically I'd rather have a good model as well. You know, just personal. The model itself is actually quite good. The body is mainly the clothing. So I might update that instead. It really depends on how much time I have. And talking about releases, one thing that I really how should I say this? One thing that I really expected but didn't happen is that people don't really put like anime show characters for that season onto the poll. They usually have like waifu of the season, like Marin, who did end up on the poll actually, and I think she won. But I think she's an outlier. But like rom-com shows or like who's being shown this season, like maybe some Demon Slayer waifu or something. They don't really get put on the polls. It's usually like gacha game characters or VTubers. So I always find that kind of interesting. A friend has been on the poll, but she didn't do too well, and she was on there like once. I think it's one of those OCD things where you want the whole set, so you want Frey in there first, and if you get Frey in, then you build off like the characters around her. And if you don't have Frey in, then it's like, hey, what's the point? It's like having the car and then getting the accessories, right? So if there is no sports car, then the leather seats won't do anything. But what I'm really surprised is the green-haired girl. The kind of, I haven't watched the show, but she looks kind of psychopathic in a hot way, and I'm surprised that she hasn't been suggested or requested. Because I feel like she would be very nice as like a standalone character. And there's tons of models of her, so that's not an issue either. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, so I guess that's it for this stream. I'm gonna chat, like I'm gonna just chat with you because it's only you right now. For 10 minutes while I wrap everything up, and then I'm gonna go down, make some dinner. I mean breakfast. I'm gonna make some breakfast. And then I'll work on uploading today's releases. And besides that, for this week, we have Courtney from Pokemon. Oh, no. From Freyan. I think her name is Ubel. I know the character you're talking about. She's from Gushing Over Magical Girls. I believe that's the show. I've read the manga for that, and that shit is wild. And you should check out the author's other works because they're actually wholesome. It's a very wholesome, like, rom-com cooking manga, and I don't know why he suddenly jumped to like a full like raunchy, ecchi. The art style is the same, but it is so disgustingly explicit in a good way. Oh, and it's really strange because I would expect that someone would request like someone from Gushing Over Magical Girls. I forgot her name. It's Vida or something. The main girl. Yeah, you're right. It's probably marketing as well. And for a lot of manga authors, they really don't really draw or make stories on what they really want. Nowadays, it's a lot of times it's really tailored to the market. And they are pressured by their managers to make shit like that. Like, I'm not sure if you read the article where the Spy X Family author, he actually said that he doesn't like Anya that much. And he's not very, how should I say this? He's not very deeply invested in the characters because it's not really the story that he wanted to make originally. He wanted to make something a little bit more darker, grittier, and edgier. And his manager or his publisher was like, oh no, people like Anya and they like a more slice of life, bubbly, happy kind of story. So
it's very successful, yeah, but it's not really what the author really wanted, and it's kind of out of his style. And I feel like that with his latest arc, like if you caught up with the story, you can kind of see it there, because that arc is not about the main characters, but he's kind of putting his interpretation of what he wanted in his original story into the latest few chapters on like a few side characters. So I always find that a little bit interesting. Like when you always like reading stuff like that, and then reading the manga and then like interpreting the author's intentions. Especially for the larger franchises as well. When you kind of read what could have been or what they originally wanted, like for Gundam as well, which is a huge franchise, but the guy obviously wanted for something darker, and even the color scheme got a bit more marketable with the red, white, and blue and all that, just because it sells better as toys and all that. Yeah. It's always interesting. But then again, if you get big enough, you can have it both ways, right? Because like for Gundam, for example, they got big enough, and then eventually he got around and made some side stories which was closer to his vision. So I guess in this way he got like both success and his original vision at the same time. So I guess like eventually you get what you want, but like as an artist, it's very mentally difficult to like retain that vision, I guess. And it's very difficult to make work that you are not directly, I wouldn't say inspired, like it's very hard to make work that you're not passionate about. And that is why I don't port furry models. That's a long-winded way. And you know, I would say that I don't know how to port them anyway, so you know, hey, I can't do them, so I'm not going to do them, right? Well, in any case, guys are playing games and all that, so I'm gonna call it a stream now because my phone's running out of battery. And it's been 3 hours. Holy crap, time really flies. Half of which was just literally me struggling, so if anyone watches that, like in the future, yeah, sorry about that. I kind of waffled on a bit, but it is kind of a comfy stream. Yeah, hit me up on my Discord. I've made some breakfast first, so I'll answer you in about like an hour or something. Yeah, thanks. Have a great weekend.